What's poppin', you guys? TeamPaulGG here, back with another video. Today we are going to be doing my at-home office studio tour type thing. Pretty much this is kind of like what I've built up thus far for 2022 to be kind of like my recording space at home for any sort of YouTube video, whether it be gaming or vlogging, because we all know how much I've been vlogging, man. My vlog channel is not dying. Anyways, let me take you on a tour here. Starting over here at the office door here. This is into, you know, other office space where other people work. By that I mean my wife. I'm married, by the way. Most gamer nerds aren't. But behind the door though is a pegboard where I kind of like have a bunch of my like camera gear that, you know, on hand you just want to grab real quick. Maybe it's an ND filter, maybe it, you know, a battery, whatever it may be. These are just like kind of the essential things that's just real quick just to grab. But for the most part though, it's very cluttered, not very cleanly made. And below the pegboard though, I got my camera bags I pretty much use regularly. I got the Peter McKinnon everyday camera bag, which has been an amazing camera bag. Then next to it, I got my Brevity classic roll top bag. That just about sums up kind of this whole area though, and how it all just kind of folded together. Next to it though is my closet. I don't know if I want to take you guys in here. I'm not gonna lie, it's just oh God, it's just a mess. See, now my office looks all right. My office looks mildly cleanly. What in the last brain cell? Okay, regardless, my closet is kind of the space where I just kind of shoved everything, and once it goes in the closet, I kind of just forget about it and I don't really touch it anymore. And then, yeah, I need to do something about it. And I tried, and I'll explain later what I tried doing, but it just didn't succeed. However, closet, here we go, boys. Buckle up. So closet is just a bunch of boxes because I'm one of those people that likes to keep all my boxes. Also a lot of Pokemon cards and then a lot more junk over there. All right, cool, closet tour done. After the closet though, moving on over, we got the TeamPaulGG sign. I like this thing a lot. I've got a lot of comments on it from back in the live stream days when I would live stream regularly. Streamer, by the way. But yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of it. I got it done at a website called Yellow Pop, where you could basically just customize any sort of neon sign. They send it out. It's not even neon. It's more like, it's like a LED flexible tube or something. So like, I'm not afraid of breaking it. And also neon just kind of stinks. And so I figured that it would just be a lot better just to have something that's not neon, especially in a room that has carpet, unfortunately. So yeah, the TeamPaulGG sign right next to my big sack. That's my sack. Nothing much to talk about other than the fact that it's a gymongous sack, and I've always wanted one of these. Something about the love sack that it's just incredible. It's like so plush, so plump, and just so fat. And when you lay on it, it's one of those things that like you could work from it on a laptop, you could lay on it for hours. You might have a heat stroke because it starts to suck you in and then you end up kind of caving inside of it and dying. On it though, I got my Twitch pillow because, streamer again, by the way, with my Twitch partner, I'm gonna stop talking about anything streaming related. Now moving on to the next portion of the entire office here, we got the slat wall. The big old black slat wall. Now the slat wall isn't just like a regular slat wall. It's actually, so here, if you look deep down in there, like deep in there, which I'm sure you can't see because it's black anyways, this is actually acoustic foam. So it's kind of like those, you know, sound panels that all the old school YouTubers used to like glue onto their walls and stuff, and then they go to try to rip it off and it ruins their walls. Whereas this, you could just use nails and it nails like a whole board. Now I got the slat wall, it's pre-made. The only problem is that they're not tall enough, so then you have to like cut a bunch of it to then stack on top. I'm not gonna show you the top, because I made it look perfect, just trust me. Regardless though, the slat wall, I like the way it looks a lot, especially with like having light hitting it and really showing kind of like the grooves. So I think it makes like a really nice backdrop. But below the slat wall, we have some accomplishments or failures, depending how you look at it. And there's another one over there. And then there's a G Fuel fridge though. G Fuel, by the way, use code TeamPaulGG at checkout. Quispy, I know. Yeah, we got our G Fuel fridge here. It's an absolutely beautiful beast that they sent me. Also got my G Fuel on top. Got the two that I suck down the most in the front, which actually, speaking of which, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a pootie pie. Yeah, I got the G Fuel fridge set up on top of this cabinet with, like I said, just some accomplishments, you know, the play buttons. Got 1,100,000. Now this cabinet was supposed to be my solution to the closet. I was like, yo, I'll get a cabinet, put some stuff in it, that'll give me room for the closet, and I can actually walk in the closet. Psych. I put a bunch of stuff in here and it's done absolutely nothing for me. Like, I mean, for the most part, I was like, oh yeah, you know, extra Pokemon storage. Moving on past the cabinet failure, I started buying this brand called Govee lights are pretty solid when it comes to, they don't like flicker on camera. Like that's one of the biggest things about like filming in a studio space or in an office or anything like that. When you got lights that flicker because like your shutter speed or whatever, and then you gotta like ramp up the shutter, it's like this whole ordeal. Whereas like you could just buy a quality light that won't make it so it won't flicker on camera and it saves your life. So I got pretty much a bunch of Govee branded stuff because it's also not, you know, Philips expensive, insanely overpriced lights. And all in all, I think they're just, you know, solid enough. Over here though, this is not a Govee light. This is actually a Nanlite Pavo tube, I think is what it's called. I mean, it's made by Nanlite. Now these lights, they actually use these very commonly in like music videos and stuff like that. Now, I mean, I just got it because of the fact that I think they look cool. I actually got two of them. I got one up here, which this is obviously not a very effective way of using one of these tubes. But I mean, as you saw in the intro, like it creates this like such nice soft lighting. Like these Pavo tube things, I don't even know how to say what they are. They just like, the quality of light that they put out is like incredible. So I like them a lot. And I've been using one as a key light, which isn't ideal. I'm actually meaning to buy another one of these, but I need to figure out how to mount it on. Not easy. Over here, quick little poster of Phobos and Deimos, the moons of Mars. You got Mars in the background. It's like as though you're standing on top of one of the moons itself, and then up here, if you look past the reflection, you can see the other one. Again, we got 100,000 on the Not PaulGG channel, which a lot of people are confused because my gaming channel, oh hi, it's me. My gaming channel originally was called Not PaulGG because it was a second channel. Then this channel was called PaulGG. But then I hit 1 million subs on the Not PaulGG channel and changed it to PaulGG, and now it became the main channel. And then this is actually for this channel, but they go together, so. And for the rest of the shelf, it's pretty much just a lot of like little knickknacks and stuff like that. Like I got a Game Boy SP, I got a Pokeball inside of a little special little case, and I got like an astronaut helmet because I honestly just love space. Got my little PaulGG plushie from back when I did a little plushie drop. And below it, I got these little handmade plushies that my sister gave me. Next to it, a little skateboard. Honestly wanted to put it up on the wall. I'm probably never going to, and I'll just slap some trucks on it and ruin the graphic. Moving on past the shelf though, we got ourselves a big old light stand. It's a newer light stand as the branding, but I mean, you just want to get one of these like bigger, better, solid light stands because the other ones are like the little tripod legs are so janky and so terrible. This up here though is a light from Falcon Eyes, I think is the brand. Yeah, Falcon Eyes. These things are like, they're super thin. Now I got the cable all jumbled up here, but the light itself is super thin and it's big and round. It's not really like just like the size of the light or, you know, I mean the shape obviously it's cool, that's just a big circle, but it's the quality of the lights themselves that really matter. And this company, the quality of the light is very, very good. And so it's like, I'm kind of thinking about switching more towards using those because these things get insanely bright. Like this is like on one of the lowest settings possible. And it's still just like super bright in the room. Moving on past the Falcon Eyes light, we got our desk. Well, I mean, that's one of the desks that is. I ended up getting 2 desks mostly because I wanted another desk to be able to do a talking headshot for like when I do vlogs and stuff. But again, we all know how that went. Haven't really been vlogging. And it kind of just turned into like the idea station where I got my iPad where I sketch up like, you know, merch design or things I need to hire people off of Fiverr for. I also like note down some video ideas, how I'm going to do the video ideas, things like that. And then I also got this nice little fancy plant over here, which it's a fake plant in a pot inside of a pot that it doesn't belong in, but it looks better that way, does it not? I got a pocket knife. I use Cricut pocket knives. Cricut is a pretty good brand. Definitely been a fan of it for a while. Light tube, already went over this. Amazing lights, love these things. Down here we got a little 3D printed Baymax thing that my wife got me. Camera, this is kind of like a side camera, has an extra wide angle lens on it. It's the A7S II. This one I've usually used as like a top-down POV for like when I was opening Pokemon cards and stuff and I was using this desk regularly. Nintendo Switch, that's been collecting desk. My laptop that I mostly use on the go, on travel and stuff like that. And then moving over to my actual setup that I use on a day-to-day basis. Literally every single day I record hours and hours of footage to be able to make Minecraft videos. I'm gonna start off with my chair because, well, the chair is always important when it comes to being a gamer. For my chair, I got a Herman Miller Embody, the Logitech collab chair. I pretty much just got this chair because it is probably like the most highly reviewed high-end office chair. And it's like when you're sitting at your desk for, 14, 15 hours a day, you want to make sure that you're not breaking your back. And I'm not sponsored or anything, however, I will say it is a very ergonomic chair and I'm definitely a big fan of it. As for the rest of the desk mats, I've always got like these unique desk mats that I get asked about all the time. Like this one is a light bulb, this is the thinking station. This one, the dying station, because I die, ignore the stains. I definitely don't eat ramen and other delicious things at my desk. However, most of the time I always get my desk pads at like Dixie Mech or Novel Keys. There's all sorts of different like keyboard websites where you're able to get them. Keyboard, this is the GMMK Pro by Glorious. For the keycaps, however, I got the GMK Apollo keycaps. So it's like a little astronaut helmet. You got the Apollo rocket. You got like the capsule right here. You got the little lunar rover right there. Pretty neat keycaps. For my mouse, I have the Glorious Model D wireless. Of course, got the Stream Deck to be able to control like my Elgato lights. You got your record button, your streaming functions, all the good jazz. Always got to recommend one of these 100% of the time. I got the Stream Deck, incredibly overkill. However, it was very useful because originally my setup was a dual PC, and I'll talk about cables later. We're just gonna ignore those for now. So, I mean, it's super handy and incredibly overpriced though, which sucks, but if you're able to find one for market value, I definitely highly recommend it though. It's pretty good. I do got a triple monitor setup. I kind of miss having just a dual setup, but like vertical monitor is just the best. I've always loved having a vertical monitor. But then it's like you fill up the space so fast on the vertical monitor. I'll be honest, this is like my Discord monitor, or like if I'm streaming, it's Twitch chat. Then this actually has all the important stuff on it, which I have them mounted on, stands in the back so that obviously it frees up the space underneath the monitors to be able to actually put stuff. As for my microphone, I got the Shure SM7B, like 90% of the world has now, on the Elgato mic stand. This is the bigger, thicker mic stand. Got some miscellaneous, remotes. This is for my fan down there. This is to control the neon sign. So I got my Shure SM7B getting looped underneath the desk over to the Go XLR, then into the computer. And for my face cam, I'm using a Sony a6600 with a Sigma 16mm f1.4 lens. Pretty like standard nowadays, but it's incredibly high quality, looks amazing. As for my computer, because this is something that a lot of people are gonna ask about, and a lot of people are always curious about gaming YouTubers' computers. Now, my current main computer was sent out to me by Ironside PCs, and since having it, the only thing I've really ever done to it is just upgrade my graphics card to a 3080. But otherwise, it's pretty much all the exact same since they've sent it to me. It has a custom water cooling loop for the processor, which is a Ryzen 9 processor. It has 32 gigs of RAM. I have tons of storage for all the different footage. And like I said, this was kind of like a dual PC setup because originally I had my computer that I built ages ago now as my streaming PC. And I had them, basically linked. However, this has just been sitting here collecting dust. However, I got a repurpose for it pretty soon coming up. Now, as for the actual tabletops themselves, I got the IKEA Carlby countertops. Amazing, like they actually do look really good. And then I got them on newer standing legs, so that these are basically like sit-stand legs and everything. I just never use them standing. And that pretty much kind of concludes like my actual current setup tour and kind of like where I'm at and kind of what I've built. And this is kind of what I've been working with as of 2022. However, moving forward, I'm actually recording this video because I've just recently finished my at-home studio, but it's probably gonna change again soon because I'm currently looking into getting kind of like an office space or like a warehouse space to start recording like kind of bigger, better IRL videos with the boys and stuff like that. So definitely might have some spicy content coming up. Need to find an office space. I've been touring a couple, contacted a couple realtors, stuff like that. We'll see how it goes. It might all end up falling through and I might not ever record another IRL video. But until then though, make sure you guys like this video if you guys enjoyed it. Hit subscribe, join the PaulGG army, and we'll see you guys in the next one.